Most artists admire his style, but few artists understand how he did it. In this video, I'm going to break down Van Gogh's method, his bold colors, optical mixing on the canvas, and fearless brushstrokes. Just quickly talk about composition and give you guys some tips for creating a Van Gogh style painting. So I mentioned before, what makes a really good landscape is leading the eye around, and you can look at and refer to the golden ratio if your composition is something you struggle with. Some artists just have a naturally good composition. Like, we all have this feeling within us when we're painting. We know sometimes something will feel right or something will feel off, and that's because we all have this sense of the golden ratio. So basically everything that you see in the natural world is a 1 to 1.6 ratio. And it's really, really interesting if you dive into the science of that. It really applies to good painting, good composition in paintings. So you can have if you really want to get into it, you can put that overlaid over your painting if you want, or your source. But a lot of times it'll just happen naturally. So if you basically just think about the rule of thirds, so dividing your painting into 3 sections, and if you have something kind of line up with this third of the canvas, and then this third of the canvas, and then also horizontally. So if your horizon line kind of falls on this plane right here or down here, that's going to be very pleasing to the eye. So anything that's like symmetrical or in the middle is going to feel really off to us and just, not feel right. So those paintings are harder to sell. So if you want to create more sellable artwork, then really pay attention to this. So building a color story is also very crucial, very important to creating a good landscape painting and a good painting in general. So choosing that ahead of time will help you guys, especially if you're someone who just loves all the colors and your paintings might turn into a big rainbow. It's really great to choose a color story ahead of time. Sometimes that just starts with the source that you choose. So this source has a lot of golden light and purple, kind of bluish tones. So it's a great purple and gold color story. And you can see this painting right here is also going off of that. I love all the colors in that. Sometimes playing off of it, so switching the colors slightly, is how you can create a more unique edge to it or make it more your own. So you don't have to stick to strictly purple and yellow colors, but kind of adding some of this lime green that feels like a yellow, or peachy tones, shifting the colors a little bit will create a more interesting painting. So it really sets the mood of your painting. So don't take this lightly. Just think about if you want like a morning feeling landscape, or an evening or afternoon. You can do a blue and orange color story, or a red and green. So those 3 bases are really like the foundation of what I'm talking about, and then you can kind of make up your own from there or add to it. So something that we will get into next with the oil paint and the pastels is what's called optical color mixing. So that is not necessarily mixing the right shade that you want on your palette, but mixing it on your painting, where you place 2 colors next to each other. So far away, it will read as the color that you intended, and up close, it'll just create this very, I don't know, like it has like a vibration to it. Like both colors are, basically this picture here really explains it well. So far away, that reads as like a green color, and then up close, it's like moving a lot, where you have the blue and yellow next to each other. So this is what Van Gogh did a lot with his paintings, and just overall this impressionist style of artwork. They did a lot of optical mixing on the canvas. So I would encourage you guys to give that a try, and try not to mix too much, like finding that perfect shade on your palette, and just explore mixing different colors or putting different colors next to each other. So that's going to create a very interesting look. And then lastly, you can, again, if you study his paintings, and there's a lot of great books out there. This one is one I picked up recently, and it shows really detailed pictures of his artwork. You can see how his marks are very expressive, and they go with the form of what he was painting. So the grass, for example, is going in these straight kind of lines. The flowers are more like a dot that's turned or kind of placed in like a circular feeling brush stroke. You want to pay attention to the movement of your brush strokes, and that's captured when you just place your paint and leave it alone and not blend. So that's really important for this whole technique. If you want your paintings to kind of have that essence of that impressionist feel to it, then you can just really have fun with this and play around with the movement of your marks. And think of your paint as leaving your mark on the canvas. So it's not just using a pastel and like leaving the marks, that's easy to do, but also apply that same principle to your paint. Now that you understand how Van Gogh approached brush strokes and color, check out my free workshop, where I'll teach you how to paint more expressively, in a way that's masterful but also completely your own.